world.com.
Now, in the studio is Chris Andrews from ClubZero, which is a Stockport-based non-for-profit organisation which looks to create a better understanding of paranormal phenomena by offering rational and scientific explanations. Now, Chris, you've heard Dr. Gandhi and you've heard our reporter Duncan Boswell summing up the ghosts of Stockport. In a nutshell, can you say what is going on here? What do you think paranormal activity actually is?
Well, I think Stockport is quite paranormally active in its own way anyway. I think a lot of people actually believe, the activity within the borough, But then again, there's also, you've got things like folklore, and stories, and obviously because the Stockport market is associated with the fort, the castle, and things like that. So it has a lot of historical background to it as well. St Mary's Church on the marketplace, So there's a lot of historical background, and a lot of generated stories are emanated from such things like that, from stories like that. But people have witnessed, or they've reported witnessing phenomena, encounters, and all sorts. But you get some people that may not have spoke to other people, and yet they've witnessed the same phenomena. So we do believe that there's some things going on out there. Trying to determine what, and to sort of differentiate the real type of phenomena to say man-made phenomena where we can actually create our own ghosts, as it was, from our own minds and thoughts. And of course, pareidolia, as we can see things that aren't really there, So I think there is things going on. Definitely things going on. And I think half the population actually believe that there is something going on. For them people alone, then that's certainly an experience for them,
So what do you actually do? Do you go out and investigate these instances?
Yeah, we go all over the place. We used to spend a lot of time in Stockport because we're based in Stockport, but we go all over the place. So the United Kingdom, Morecambe, wherever, Wales, wherever our travels take us, and there's a lot of venues that we go to, from theatres, castles, stately homes, jails, all these type of things, and we try to determine, we accumulate a massive reports of what's related activities, what's going on, or what people have, documented, and other groups and correspondations of other groups, what they've done, and we try to let's say create a better understanding from our own findings of what's actually possibly going on in these venues. So we do take members along as well. So we take members so people can enjoy the experience at the same time, learn how to investigate, and it's not just learning how to investigate. I tend to think that people tend to learn a lot about themselves as well, your own history, your own values, your own potential. Because people, a lot of people are frightened of going into haunted or allegedly haunted venues, and then they'll give themselves a pat on the back when they come out and think, well, I never knew I could do that. So facing the dark, for a start, is quite unique for some people who have that fear.
That's all very well, being able to pat yourself on the back and you've overcome your fear, but we still want to know what it is that's actually going on there. Yeah. Is it a figment of our imagination in some way, or is it something real, or could it be something paranormal?
Well, I think you've got an element of everything, really, because you've got a lot of venues who, let's say you've got 10 venues, you might really only have, and all these 10 venues allegedly are renowned to be repeatedly haunted. Out of the 10 venues, you've probably got one that might have some genuine activity going in there, because a lot of venues, unfortunate to say, money these days is a big thing, where they like to advertise themselves, and say, well, when it comes to our venue, we're haunted, and they like to get people in. And when things on that nature are going on, people will go in and they'll pay to go on these investigations. Then, of course, word of mouth gets spread around. I witnessed this, I encountered this, and and the next thing, the person next to you is suddenly experiencing something that they wouldn't normally be experiencing. So you get a lot of thought suggestion. Some venues hold that gothic approach as well, so you'd expect Vincent Price to be stood at the door. I know I've been to some, and expecting to be stood there, go, welcome, and straight away that gives you that edge. So your expectations, it's got to be haunted. And I think a lot of people do have that expectations. So most people do experience a lot of things that aren't genuinely paranormally related.
But you're called in. What have you experienced and what have you managed to measure?
There's a lot of things that we've experienced, over the time. I mean, it's not just investigations that we do. That we get called into people's private homes as well, who they believe that they've got things going on, or they've been told otherwise that they've got things going on. Now, obviously, the first thing for us is these people. We tend to find that they seem to be generating an element of fear from living in their own home because of what might not be going on, or what they've been told what might be going on. So the first thing we have to do is establish the fact that it's their home, and they need to feel at peace in their home. They've got to feel safe and secure. If you can't feel safe and secure in your own home, then there's something wrong that way, And, we have to use every rational method at our disposal. We have to check all the electronics, the electrics, the central heating, the weather, the pylons outside as well, the structures of the building as well, because sometimes you can have structures of a building that might be in, I call it negative central, let's say, where you've got it's a house that's sort of smack in the corner, and all these other houses around it are covered by antennas and aerials and telegraph poles. All these are emitting high volumes of electromagnetic fields, which EMF, as it's known, interferes with our daily routine. It interferes with your mind. It can cause dizziness, it can cause depression, it can cause illnesses, it can, fatigue. It can cause you to experience things that aren't really there. So we have to go through all them type of things, and people report having poltergeist activity. Poltergeist activity is extremely, extremely rare. So when people say, well, I've been to this certain place and I've done about 30 poltergeist cases, no, they're very, 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 very rare.
Have you come across that yourself? Have you?
We've been called, yeah. We have been called, yeah. There was one we got called to, and it was strange really, because the bedroom upstairs, nothing would live in this bedroom. Nothing would, everything was cold. Plants would die in the bedroom. Fish in the fish tank, they wouldn't survive, in the bedroom. And for some reason, and we couldn't find out. Everything was normal. We couldn't find anything really that was untowards. The location, the electrics, everything around it, everything seemed to be all right. I think one of the children that resided there reported seeing a dark figure coming up and down the stairs, and it was like a beckoning figure that wouldn't allow things to pass. And we got contact with mediums from Spiritualist Church some while back, some time back, because our role is to document. We don't interfere, with that type of thing, but we can put them in contact with the right people. We took these mediums in, and we let them do their bit. And the reports came back after that everything seemed to be hunky-dory. Now, I don't believe it was a poltergeist activity. I believe maybe if it was some negative energy, I think it might have been more thought-provoked from our own persona, if you know what I mean. But then having the proof of that is something different, But nonetheless, the room became more habitable, shall we say. They did contact me back several weeks after. Was very happy. Fish flourished, the plants started opening up and budding in there. So something was, certainly going on in there. So it was interesting.
I was going to say, because clearly fish you cannot suggest things to fish.
No,
They're
exactly.
not emotionally insecure in any way. They can't fake it.
And they'd forget after 5 seconds anyway,
exactly, yes. So do you have special equipment that you go into?
Yeah, there's all sorts, because you've got to have different things to tackle different elements, and that's what you're looking at really, is elements. You've got your electromagnetic fields and your infrasound. So, a lot of people use infrared, CCTV. We do use infrared, but we're more lovers of ultraviolet rather than just infrared. Infrared can cause a lot of havoc, really. If you're looking at using the infrared camera and you're using a remote control, you can actually see the flashback from that. So, which can cause a lot of paranormal-related phenomena from your own equipment. We use white noise, voice box, spirit boxes, audio recorders, monitors, you name it. We've got all that, everything. So, and we use everything for a specific purpose.
Now, as we're coming up to the top of the hour, what would your conclusion be then? That there is a natural explanation for everything you've seen?
Over the years I've been doing this, I was sceptical at everything. I do have to remain sceptical. But I do believe that there is things going on. I'm not saying it's paranormal, but there is something definitely going on out there. It's trying to determine what that is. And while that's going on, we'll always be here.
Chris Andrews, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Pure 107.8 FM.
Let's talk bowls, because